What we're going to cover today, we're going to cover takedowns, but we're not going to do anything crazy. What I'm going to kind of try to show you guys the formula of how I teach people takedowns now. It's changed recently in the recent last few months just because of the ecological way of training. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with BJJ. Now a lot of people are playing games or they're doing task-based things. I don't fully believe in that. What I mean is I think drilling is still very important on top of it, but you need to blend the two together. Right, you need games, you need drilling, you need positional sparring, and then you also need sudden death, which means like getting out of like worst case scenarios like arm bar strangles and stuff from the point where it's almost on. Right, I think that's kind of the best way to kind of blend things. So, but with the takedowns, I found it very effective lately with my guys is if I give them very specific tasks of a particular style of takedown, the very beginning and the very end, and then the middle kind of works itself out. Right. So you guys kind of see what we're how it's going to work here in a second, but we'll start with a little bit of a warm-up. Alex, we're just going to start with 50-50 pummeling. Everybody should kind of notice, if you've never done it before, start with your feet stationary. I have an overhook and an underhook. So my right hand's the underhook. It's high on his back. It's not on his lower back. We're not dancing. Right? It's nice and high. I don't have to make contact. I could just hike my arm up and be tight in the armpit. And then my left hand is on his tricep. And you'll notice Alex is mirroring what I have. So he has an underhook with his right arm, and he has an overhook with his left. And all we're going to do is switch positions because it's a 50-50 warm-up drill. So I wipe my chest, so does Alex. We stay close, and then we just switch. So why are we switching? The reality is I want my second underhook, but so does Alex. So the same time I'm going for my second underhook, so is he. So we end up stalemating each other and just end up in a 50-50 position. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit more in flow. Make sure your legs are bent. Okay, you can go nice and light at first, and eventually you're going to start to put your shoulder into it, right? You can move around, right? And then you can start to switch your feet. So my underhook side is the same side that my leg is forward. So my left underhook, left leg forward. You notice I'm moving forward. I'm not moving backwards necessarily, right? I want to put pressure into Alex, and I want to off-balance him so I can start to take him down. Does that make sense? So if you guys are newer, just go stationary, keep it tight as best you can. And like Sifu Cliff always says, when you're in a position like this, look straight. Why? I want to take him this way, right? If I start looking to my right and he's looking straight and we're pushing, he's going to win because my head's not in alignment with the direction I'm going, right? I'm not going to get too much into center line and directional line. A lot of you guys that train with Sifu Cliff or just train a lot of like Chinese martial arts to have a good understanding of what I'm talking about. But the center line is my spine. My directional line is the perpendicular line that comes off my spine. So in other words, if I'm facing this way, I'm in no position to defend myself against Alex, right? Because my directional line is facing you, right? So if Alex comes over and pushes me, nope, right? I'm in a very bad position. I need to make sure my directional line and everything's facing him. So just make sure your head is forward. I know you don't want to kiss each other, you don't have to, right? But if you do, that's your choice, okay? If they allow. Okay, but that's all we're doing. Everybody got it? So 50-50 pummeling. All right, 1, 2, 3.